Okay, I think, yeah, we're live, Aashin and Pranay.
Hello guys, welcome back to the new Indian Super League season. We are here at Sportstar. This is Aashin, Prasad, and my colleague Pranay, Rajiv, and we'll be shortly joined by Amitabha Das Sharma from Kolkata. And the Indian football season started like a couple of months back with the Durand Cup. It was a very competitive season with Bengaluru FC beating Mumbai City for their first Durand Cup, and it was a very competitive affair. A lot of like strong teams coming into it, and we also had an interesting transfer window as well. And but one of the main exciting things about this ISL season is that we are back to the home and away format, and also means that like fans are back in full capacity. Pranay, you are here for the first time with us.
Yes.
How excited are you to like go for a match back home in your hometown in Calcutta and Kochi?
Yes, just like you said, this is my first ISL season as part of this Sportstar. So I've seen ISL matches as a fan, so it feels different to observe it as a journalist. It feels slightly burdensome, but more fun.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And speaking about fans, like we can't not talk about the clubs from the Maidan, the ATK Mohun Bagan and East Bengal. Mohun Bagan and East Bengal in the ISL with fans for the first time. So I think we'll straight away get to Amitabh sir. Could you tell us how that experience is going to be now with the fans back in full flow?
Thanks, Aashin. Football fans in Kolkata or people who are accustomed with football in Kolkata are used to seeing something around something between 50 to 75,000 fans in the Salt Lake Stadium in the last few years. It is a fact that Salt Lake Stadium had a bigger capacity a few years ago, before that is in 2017, when the World Cup final was hosted here. And the capacity was basically what happened that they put in bucket seats. So the capacity was reduced a lot. We have seen a capacity of something around 1,000, like that 1,20,000 people crowding during 1997 Federation Cup semi-final. So, but that is not happening here right now. But 50 to 75,000 spectators we are quite used to, and now that the ISL is having Mohun Bagan and East Bengal, two legacy clubs, for the first time they will be playing in the home away format after the pandemic. So there definitely is a lot of enthusiasm. People will be going to see the matches, both for Mohun Bagan and East Bengal. So that is ATK Mohun Bagan and East Bengal. That is quite interesting aspect. Yes, Aashin.
Yeah, and I just want to touch upon now that before the last two seasons, matches were played behind closed doors. Like everything was done over TV, and there has been off the field issues with ATK Mohun Bagan and East Bengal as well. So do you think this may have dwarfed the expectations of the fans, or some misgivings against the management, which could make it where the fans may not be turning up in that attendance which we expect them to?
Initially, there will be a lot of enthusiasm, obviously, and it depends a lot upon how the teams perform. That will keep the fans in the stadium. So every match, we have also seen that during the time when the teams are not performing well, the fans are going down. That is also a fact. Yeah. But initially, as the season opens up and how the teams perform, there will be a lot of enthusiasm initially, and it depends on, it's a long the format of the tournament's long, and obviously the interest will be there, the fans will be coming. It's not that all of a sudden the interest will dry up, but we expect that there will be a lot of fans will be coming, and What about the management thing you asked?
I mean, like with the whole 80K Mohan Bagan, the name issue with the investor issue with the East Bengal club, would that be like a problem with the
And
fans?
the Emami.
Yeah.
At least, right. At least going by our experience in Durand Cup, that did not really impact the attendance. There will be there are issues when the fans coming and do some they voice their protests in front of the stadium. But when the match starts, they get in the match and enjoy the. They wish to call it Mohan Bagan and they enjoy Mohan Bagan's match. And same here with East Bengal. Since East Bengal joined into 2020, so the investor issue has always been there. First, it was the Sri Cement. There were a lot of problems with between the legacy officials and the owners of the Sri Cements. But gradually it went off as the team started playing, and again it happened in the next year. This continues as long as the owners and the legacy officials are not able to sort out the differences or work out the way the team should be run in future. This will be there. There will be an undercurrent of such happenings as during the tournament, but that cannot be helped. It depends on how the management of the two sides work it out. But the fans will be supporting their team. That is for certain.
Okay, now let's switch back to the football side of things. I'll just quickly run through some of the changes which are happening. Like I mentioned, it's a home and away format now, and the playoff system is now being changed from 4 teams to 6 teams, which I think would make the league a bit more interesting because a lot more teams would be wanting to make it to the final playoff stages of the season. And then I think we'll start with the ADS. 80K Mohan Bagan is one of the traditional favorites. So, what is your take on them this season after the transfer window which they've had?
80K Mohan Bagan on paper is one of the strongest sides in ISL, that is for certain. But on a given day, how they perform is very important because it is a side full of very good foreigners as well as very good young and talented Indians. So, but what happened, what we saw in Durand Cup and also during their bid to qualify for the finals of the AFC Cup, the striking problems have remained with the team. There is not an outstanding. We did not see an outstanding striker who could be turning the opportunities inside the box into goals. So that may be a problem. Although they have brought in a few changes, but it depends. It remains to be seen how the shape works out to be. The team shape works out to be during the tournament. How they started and how they sustain that in the first 3 or 4 matches.
Looking at the squad, Pranay, they have let go of the star signings from the last 3 years, Roy Krishna and Dave Williams, and it seems like the onus is now on the Indian players to step up.
So I think Liston will get a lot of attention this season. This will be probably his first season as a star striker of the team. So that's a really exciting thing to look for because with Chhetri's time coming up, so Liston might be the one to take forward the Indian team too. So I'm really excited to see what Liston do along with Aashin.
Yeah.
When Aashin is performing really well for the national team also. So that combination is something which I'm really looking forward to.
And I think this is Juan Fernando's first full season as well. So maybe he could get them challenging again. For me, one concern which is that the attacking talent. Most teams who have done well traditionally have had strikers to get those goals. And Liston, like you said, he had 8 goals last season, but again, he's probably his 3rd full season in Indian Super League, or 3rd or 4th season now, and he's still a young boy. So a lot will be asked of him. Manli, another talent who's been in and out of the team with the foreign talent, but now he could be the main man as well. And speaking of challengers, we also have Mumbai City.
Mumbai City had probably one of the best transfer windows for any ISL side this season. They got the best player in ISL, Greg Stewart. They also secured a very interesting, very influential forward in the form of Pereira Diaz. So
From Kerala.
So acquiring a player from the same league has a different dynamics. So you're weakening a team as well as strengthening your own side. So Des Buckingham, they played really well in the Durand Cup. They played really positive attacking football. So Mumbai City is a title favorite in my opinion, and I'm really looking forward to watch them play some positive attacking.
But again, same question is there, like, they also don't have like an out and out striker.
Yeah, so
How is that like impact them?
Pereira Diaz is not an out and out striker.
Yeah.
He's more of a second place striker.
Stewart is not. He's not number 10. Behind the striker kind of player.
But they scored goals plenty in the Durand Cup. Only in the last match, where against a very defensive Bengaluru FC, they struggle a little bit. So I think they might be able to crack it. So Mumbai is one of the title favorites in my opinion.
And I think Chante, is another player like who was the top scorer in the Durand Cup with 7 goals. I personally am a big fan of Chante. He can be frustrating at times. But
Same here. Yes.
Yeah. Like everyone, I think like there is some frustration with him because he has so much talent, so much speed, so much directness to his game.
Excellent winger, and then again a very good eye for the goal.
Yeah. And I think Des Buckingham probably could be the person who could get more out of him. Today in the press conference, which Des and Mortala Paul was there, Des was speaking about the different midfield signings which they have, because they don't have out and out striker among their foreign lineup. They have names like Pereira Diaz, Ahmed Jahu, Greg Stewart, and Noguera. So they have very different kind of midfielders and attacking midfielders. So they have so much options to play with. And Mumbai, like you said, the signings which they have made, that makes them one of the favorites. And they also came off, even though their last ISL season was not great, they finished strongly with the AFC group stages. They got a win and a draw, I think. 2 wins, yeah. And they will be confident, and they made the final of the Durand Cup. Okay, I'm going to throw the floor to you guys. Who, after AD Mohun Bagan, open to you guys. AD Mohun and Mumbai City are the other 2 favorites. Who are your other picks?
Obviously, Bengaluru, because coming off a very strong Durand Cup campaign, and they have Sunil Chhetri plus Rohit. So that's some combination. So
Chhetri made the call to Roy because he may have not joined Bengaluru, but he's made the call to.
And let's not forget Kerala Blasters. They have had a fantastic season last time. They have retained the coach, and obviously they will try to get over the mistakes that they did last season and make it even a better performance this year. So,
I'm going to give the mic to Pranay. You can.
First Bengaluru.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So Bengaluru, like you said, they won the Durand Cup. They have a new coach. They have moved away from the Spanish style to an English coach. Simon Grayson has come in, an experienced coach. And I was a bit skeptical about the change in move. No, they had a German before, sorry. And now with an Englishman. But from what I've seen in the Durand Cup, I was impressed. Like, you can see there is, at least from what in the seasons when they were doing well, there was, when you see a Bengaluru team play well, okay, this is what they are good at. And that's something which I was able to notice in the Durand Cup as well. And in the final, they had a plan which they executed really well. And in some parts, they were able to outplay Mumbai City in their possession game too. And Chhetri, who's had a couple of difficult seasons, so 38 now, but he still looks good. He's still energetic. He's running around. He has a role which is suiting him now. And also with the likes of Roy Krishna coming in, it's not like he has the burden to now always get the goal. And we also have to talk about Shiva Shakti Narayanan, the youngster who scored the one of the goals in the final for Bengaluru, and also had a really good outing in this Durand Cup with 4 or 5 goals.
And he performed really well in Next Gen
Cup as well, and even the previous Durand Cup at Bengaluru. So his star is continuing to rise, and there's a lot of talk about him. And I'm expecting a lot from the trio. And they also have signed Avi Hernandez, who has ISL experience.
Sandesh Jindal.
Sandesh Jindal, we can't not talk about their Indian signing, Sandesh Jindal and Praveer Das. So Bengaluru is what they have done something different is where they have had an attacking approach in the transfer market. They've got Roy Krishna, Avi Hernandez, Sandesh Singh and Praveer Das, and some experienced domestic players to get them challenging again. So I'm expecting them to definitely make the playoffs with 6 teams, 6 spots available. But it may be too much of an ask for them to go for the title. But maybe in the playoffs with the AFC, with the ISL Championship, that might be different. It's a semi-final one-off.
My feeling is that if they finish in the top four, because of their approach, the way, no, I mean top
Yeah,
four,
okay.
one game lesser, right? So the way they play the game, the defensive approach, just the way they countered the knockouts in the World Cup. I feel if they reach top four, then they might be the team to beat in the knockouts.
Yeah.
Top six might be a bigger task.
Yeah. And so now we move to Kerala.
So Kerala had probably what would be their best season ever last time. So Ivan Vukonovic was really good. So the fan response to Ivan's arrival, so him getting mobbed, he dancing to the. So he's probably the biggest star in the team right now. There are no players who are like bigger than him at this moment. And
Even bigger than Sahal.
Sahal has local support, but people respect him. They call him Aashin.
Okay, getting a foreigner to come and call him one of their own.
That and he's the first manager to be retained by Kerala Blasters. So that's some achievement. Okay. Moving on to his tactical approach, he has been a very adaptable coach. He has changed his formations and everything. So they lost two of their main strikers. Alvaro Vasquez to Goa and Pereira Diaz to Mumbai. That's a huge blow to any team.
Yeah.
So they lost their top scorers and two very influential. I won't say most influential because Adrian Luna is there. So looking at the recruitment, they haven't gone out to sign exact replacements. They signed two forwards, but they are very different from Vasquez as well as Diaz. They're a little more target man centric.
Yeah.
So the signing which interested me is a midfielder Ivan Kalini. He's pretty young for a foreigner signing to ISL. So I think he will be the one to partner Adrian Luna in the midfield, and probably there will be an Indian striker, mostly Rahul, or maybe this other thing. So the defense stays the same.
Are we not sure he's a Malayali?
There is a lizard and it's so probably yes, some Malur roots.
Okay.
So and defense is pretty much solid. Homipam is a very impressive defender. I think he has a long career ahead of him. Probably in Indian, mostly in Indian colours. And Gill has been impressive. He took the chance he got. So Kerala, just like Ide said, Kerala is a definite contender.
I'm also looking forward to Ayush Adhikari. I think he finished the season strongly.
There's a very good contest between young Indian midfielders in Kerala. Jackson, Puitia and Ayush Adhikari. Ayush had a very strong development league as well as a next gen cup where he was a captain. So that will be interesting to see who comes out on top among these three. I don't think more than two out of these three will play. So will be among two of these.
And we don't have to go too much into talking about Sahal because we all know how good his quality is. We are expecting him to continue what he did last season. Another player who probably could step up a bit more would be Rahul KP. Again, with the Indian youngsters who are coming through, he's another player who could watch
very
out
pacey, and he scored that all important good potential match in the final. But
yeah. And India sir, we'll come back to you. Another Calcutta club, East Bengal. What's going on there?
As expected, now with the change in the investor, they have the Imabe Group now as their main investor, key investor. The whole team got changed under the leadership of the former India coach, Stephen Constantine. Constantine has seen Indian football in the last 22 decades, being the national coach for more than 7 years. So obviously that is the reason why he was contacted and he got a contract to lead the team in the new ISL season. So Constantine obviously is a big factor for East Bengal, giving the fans the confidence that the team can do better than what it has done in the previous two seasons. But again, East Bengal started as going by what Constantine said, that the team started 2 years behind the rest of the teams in the ISL.
This has been the same narrative for them ever since they joined the ISL, right?
Right.
They're playing catch up.
They have always stepped in late because of the reasons well known to everyone. Of course, they were not having getting an investor initially, and once they got it, and it happened so late that the transfer market was almost empty by that time. So this has happened this time also, but they have managed to get some players like Aniket Yadav and all. Some of them are on loan from different
Always
sides.
trusted by Constantine.
Right.
Yeah.
And Constantine's endeavor will be to bring them together to play a certain brand of football that he has always like always preferred. So East Bengal, we can Constantine before going to Kerala for their first match
Yeah.
said that it will be a miracle if his team progresses to the knockout stage. So
What is your
and
expectation?
he said that he will be preferring to go match by match, see how the team is shaping up, because he has not seen his team play many competitive matches. And yes, the match against Mumbai City FC in Durand Cup, the final league match, will be a very big inspiration for them because of the way they played in the 4-3 win.
So we have a fan question. FC Goa has been in a state of flux after Gaurav's era ended. It's a fresh start for this team. What do they need to guard against this time? What do they need to do better this time?
Iris, you want to take that?
Yeah, FC Goa has been a fantastic sign since the beginning because of the same reason that the culture of football is so rich in Goa, and they have obviously drawn a lot from that, and it has continued to remain a big force in ISL. It still is one of the biggest teams in the ISL, and if it can deliver well, it can jolly well lift the title. So we can expect that FC Goa, with a lot of changes that has happened, they had a very forgettable season last time.
Yeah.
They have made can bring out some good performances initially and sustain that thing for this league winner shield. So which is turning out to be the main trophy nowadays, because the winner of the league winner shield plays the Champions Trophy.
One thing which I like about FC Goa is that like their structure from the management side, from the grassroots to the first team, almost like, it's well oiled, right? They are in the same wavelength. So, but with last season, with their coach Juan Fernando leaving midway, that would have affected any team.
Yes.
And then their season didn't pan out well as they would have liked to. But then they have a good young crop coming through. Yeah, Nemil again was impressive in the Durand Cup, and I'm expecting him to get better again this season. He probably didn't have the season what many people thought he could have in the last ISL campaign, but this year he could. And
he didn't start many games.
Not many games. And they've got Alvaro Vasquez, who moved from Kerala to Goa. So he could be the forward, who can replace the Koro era, because I think he's still not that.
No, that's 30.
31 or 30. Yeah. So 30, I guess. Yeah. So I think he could be a long-term stay. Edupedia I think he's into his fifth or sixth year now. So he will be key again to hold that group together. So Goa, I'm expecting good things, but with Carlos Pena, unknown quantity as a coach, but as a player, we have seen for 2 years he led them to the ISL Shield in 2019-20 season. Yeah, and again, he knows the people in the club, so I'm expecting him to get things going in the right way. It may not be immediate success, but Goa is a club which always plans for a 2-3 year spell, which was probably disrupted last year by Indy and Mohan Bagan when they came and poached the coach midway. And this time Carlos Pena maybe has some more loyalty to Goa, so
that's probably going to be the case. He won't leave because he played there for.
Yeah. So
and also the emergence of someone like Anwar Ali, as a fantastic defender. So that is another added thing from FC Goa that we are getting.
Yeah, and with East Bengal, I want to ask you one more thing. Constantine's football is not something which splits opinion. Some may feel it's the right way to approach. Some may not like his style of football. With East Bengal fans, in the stadiums, what will the fans be expecting out of the coach? Do they know this is what the reality is, and they'll be okay with the style of football he plays?
And there is a lot of influence of English football already in ISL. So we have been seeing what Owen Coyle did with Jamshedpur FC. So maybe we'll be seeing something similar from our coach Stephen Constantine. The fans are what the fans generally expect is that a team should perform and score goals and win matches. And as for the philosophy of the game, the shape of the team, that can be altered during a match. That's what the coach even says, that I will shape the team as according to the players that I have. So for that reason, it will be something that something which maybe he won't be going all out. He'll be playing defensive initially and then go in for a counter-attacking game. So that all depends on the kind of start he makes and the team how it shapes up. Yeah.
There's a fan question related to Stephen Constantine. So teams like Kerala Blasters and East Bengal have been trigger happy with their coaches. With Blasters locking down on event for a second season, is this the lesson East Bengal need to learn, even if results don't happen immediately? So
I didn't get it.
So teams like Kerala Blasters and East Bengal have been very quick to fire their managers, change managers. So Kerala Blasters, for a change, have retained their coach. So should East Bengal also learn the same lesson?
Even if the season doesn't do well.
As we all know, continuity or preserving the side is a big aspect in a league, in every league. So basically, all the teams look to retain the nucleus of the side so that they can have a good performance, good team understanding, and obviously, if there is a very very good understanding between the players, then the results are always good. So same applies to Kerala Blasters and East Bengal as well. East Bengal had to change its coaches because of reasons outside football. So that way it cannot help it. But it was nice of Kerala Blasters that they understood the kind of coaching that the coach Vukomanovich was doing, and they have sustained with that. And I think that is going to reflect in their game this season. Now that they are the runners of last time.
And
of course,
we haven't touched upon last season's champions. Apologies, Jamshedpur FC, who were the Shield winners, and Hyderabad.
Right.
We'll start with Hyderabad because I feel like, more than Jamshedpur, they could be a challenger for the title. What do you guys feel like?
Starting with not so positive though. So Hyderabad's main identity was their wing backs. Mugbache is there, but their attacks were all through the wings and led by the wing backs. Not very common in Indian football. They were like the Robertson and Alexander Arnold, Ashish Rai and Aashin. So breaking up that partnership was a little sad for me. But knowing Manolo Marquez, he will replace Ashish Rai probably with someone else.
They have got Regan Singh, but he's an
experience. Probably someone else might come up. We don't know. So Akash Mishra again continues. His rise has been incredible. Just 23 years old, one of the best left backs in India, and will probably continue to be for a very long time. Ogbeche, of course, is still there. So they have retained the core of the team, and they have added bits and pieces. They lost Juanan, but they are replacing with on India. So I think they're stable.
India was already there. I think I don't think they have replaced their centre back.
India was there season back when he came.
Okay.
So Borja Herrera came in. So I think the team is very stable, but again, you can't be complacent. You can't keep on doing the same thing and expect things to happen. So let's see what Manolo Marquez can do.
Okay.
And again, the Hyderabad's success explains the previous question about retaining that coaches and the nucleus of the side. So Manolo Marquez did what Hyderabad did with Manolo Marquez retaining him has paid the dividends.
Yeah.
So that is quite evident.
Yeah. Now he's in his third season as well.
Right.
He's happy. He gave an interview to Sportstar where he spoke about how he's happy here, and this project is something which is driving him on.
And it's good for Indian football also because he's developing a lot of young Indian players. Liston came from Goa, but he really blossomed under Manolo.
Yeah.
Right.
Now to
Jamshedpur, they were superb last season. They finished with the most points ever in a 11-team league, and they stormed to the title. But that was all done under Owen Coyle, who was one of the best coaches I've seen in the Indian Super League. But he's gone back home after 2.5 years, 3 years in India.
We have Boothroyd now.
Eddie Boothroyd. Sorry, sir?
Eddie Boothroyd. Yes.
Yeah, Eddie Boothroyd.
You can carry on, please.
Yeah. So Eddie Bothroyd is a who was with Watford and he went on to coach England youth teams, and he's had success there because England has been continuously producing top level like technical Indian footballers. So I'm guessing they have done the right homework in getting the replacement for them. But signings is something which I feel looks underwhelming at least. Coyle last year got in Greg Stewart. He knew him from Scotland. J. Emmanuel Thomas, like most people would know from his time at Arsenal, but he's gone below the ranks in the last decade or so. So I'm not sure like how good he is. They have retained their defenders centre back partnership from last year, Eli Sabia and Peter Hartley, but then they are getting older with each year, and the league is also getting like stronger and faster. So I'm not sure how that's going to pan out. Daniel Chima is another forward who was excellent in the second half of last year. They've got Wellington Priory back from 2018. I think he was last time he was at Jamshedpur in his first few years of the first year of Jamshedpur, I think. Now he's back again. I was impressed with him then. I think many people might remember the bicycle kick goal in his first season with Jamshedpur. So I mean, but his attributes are different as a than a goal scorer. Like he's a defensive midfielder, so he might bring some stability. And they've lost Pranay holder to ATK Mohan Bagan. So he was that pitbull in the team, which who embodied the old Coil style. So one of the key aspects of how Jamshedpur ran to that title was they had a very dynamic, with a lot of emphasis on work rate, intensity, which took them to the title. But I'm not sure whether Boothroyd's football will be able to replicate that. I mean, that's something physicality will be important in an Indian league. So not sure how that's going
and
to
replace Greg Stewart.
So I'm not sure how they're going to get that creativity and goals, how they replace them. So a lot to ponder there. Now we move to the south again with Chennaiyin FC. I'll take it. I've seen Chennaiyin FC for the last 5 years from close quarters. I'm personally excited to go back to Chennai and watch them from close quarters again. They've had very underwhelming last 2 seasons. Even though in the last era they were good to watch, but then they were very frustrating in front of goal. Last season was like a write-off again. Very frustrating to watch. This year, they have gone with German coach Bradarich. They've got some interesting signings. Again, they almost refreshed their signings, except for Rafael Pivlaro, who was again retained at the start of the season, but you could see that he was never going to make a comeback. He's had a very troubling ankle injuries or knee injuries in the last few years, so he's not coming back again. They let him go. They replaced him, and the main man is Amitabha. I'm not sure, how as a young player developing, his roles constantly keep changing. He played in the Owen Coyle season. He was a deep line midfielder. Then he's moved to the attack, number 10 as a box-to-box midfielder or as a winger sometimes. I mean, it's good to learn, but there is always no fixed position for him. Even with the national team, he plays more as a deeper midfielder. And this year, again, he's playing as a more attacking footballer. From what he has spoken in the past as well, he's someone who likes to get goals. Maybe this is something which he needs as well, and he's done that in the Durant Cup with 2 goals.
Yeah, that's a really good goal.
Yeah, he knows when to make those runs into the boxes, snips out those moments to pounce on errors. He does that very well now. He also scored another preseason game. So Tapa again has to click. A lot of pressure on a young footballer, 24, maybe now 25.
25,
yeah. And they've also strengthened the domestic signings. They've gotten Tamil Nadu players in Alexandro, Romario, Jesiraj. They already have Edwin Jockson has come in, and Ajit Kumar from Bengaluru, and also Vinci Peretto, who is a really good, exciting winger. And they also have another winger in Mintoy.
And they have Prasad
from Kerala as well. So they have really exciting young crop of talent. And with Chennai, there's always something connecting with the crowd for them. when the crowd gets going and the team also plays well, or it's the other way around, sorry. The team plays well and the crowd gets going with them, like, they tend to do something special. They are two-time champions. And before COVID struck, that everyone remembers how they made the comeback turnaround into the final of the 2020 season. And another name to look out for is Sajal Bagh, the Calcutta midfielder, 19-year-old, who's had a good Run Cup campaign. So a lot is expected of him as well. Maybe that he can
Even Saurav Das.
Yeah, Saurav Das. Yeah, he's Bengal. Yeah. So Chennaiyin, let's see how they go about. Amitabha, we'll have to come back to you with Northeast United. What's happening there? Like, one season they do well, one season things just go horribly wrong for them. What's the management in the back doing with the club? Last year they gave the keys to Khalid Jamil, and then there was a lot of disruption in the back. So what's happening this time?
The Northeast United Football Club is one football club among the ISL participants, which always has been running on a low budget. So it's a team that is a kind of a low budget side, and it's trying to manage the best out of it. But we should remember that it was the team that brought in Bartok Beche. So Bartok Beche basically started his ISL debut, made his ISL debut with Northeast United, gave them some memorable matches, and then obviously he went for greener pastures after the season. So they have already made one. They have qualified for the knockouts once under their the Dutch coach. I am not remember his name. So since
Satori.
Yeah, Satori. Yeah, Satori. So since then they have not made much progress. So this year also they have come out with a good side, but it remains to be seen how they manage it. They have brought in like the goalkeeper from ATK Monmogan, Bhattacharya, and there are some local Northeast players also who are expected to do well for the team. So as it is, Northeast United FC will be there, and it remains to be seen how they really pick up from their first round match, how they play it, and how do they prepare themselves for the rest of the season, which is going to be long this time. Sustaining it, it also remains to be seen what is the team, the squad depth is like, the bench strength, everything. Because after a certain stage, the injuries will be kicking in, and will remain on the substitutes or the bench strength to supplement them. So all these factors are there, and we have a young side with not many very well-known names, but obviously the names happen. Players become big name when they play good matches in a tournament. So we can always expect that Northeast United FC is going to bring up some surprises this season too.
I'm interested to see how their foreigners flip with the domestic players, because if not for the FIFA ban suspension being cleared in the last few days of the transfer window, they may not have even gotten their foreign players through.
Right.
They have fielded all Indian lineups in the past.
Yeah, in the Durand Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a Indian junior team.
In ISL also they have fielded an all Indian side, so that would not have been a new thing.
Yeah.
Even the performance in the Durand Cup did not inspire us a lot.
Yeah, I think they got beaten by Odisha 6-0.
Yeah, by half a dozen goals. Yeah.
And speaking of Odisha, I think they are the last team which we need to speak on. Joseph Gumba is back. I was a big fan of him while he was in India. He was with Delhi Dynamos and then transitioned into Odisha. He had a good project. He started a good project with a lot of youngsters, some Spanish players, and they finished that 2020 season strongly. They were within an inch of making the playoffs as well. And he moved to USA for 2 years with Queensborough. Now he's back again under the same management. So he's someone who has done well with the young Indian crop, and Odisha is a team who has that. Young Jerry, who's who can't be young anymore. So Jerry has been among the goals as well. The big key player will be Diego Mauricio, who had success with Odisha in the past and went to Mumbai, and he's a big man up front for them. So he'll have to get the goals, and they also have Pedro Martin. There's very Spanish flavor in their foreign contingent.
That is maybe because of the presence of Joseph Gombau,
Yeah.
who has a way with Odisha FC always.
Yeah. So
it's really significant that way.
Yeah. So he has a plan in mind in terms of what he wants to do with the team, and the football was also very attractive during his time here. A lot of young Indian players, they kind of like, it felt like after the progress they was making under them, like they had stalled a bit, but they were like doing quite well in the last season also. They have very poor starts to the season, and then they'll finish well, especially the young Indian contingent. So I'm guessing that's going to be a pattern. So if he can buck that, because I think this conceded close to 87 goals in the last 2 seasons.
But in the Durand Cup, they barely conceded.
Yeah.
They were
They were pretty strong. Yeah.
They didn't consider a goal in the group stage, and I think just one in the quarterfinals. So
Yeah.
I think things have changed.
The quarterfinals, that too in the
Last
extra time, 2 goals.
Yes.
Roy Krishna
It's
scored from some 40-50 yards, so can't really put that down to the defense. So we have summarized the teams. So we just quickly make a few predictions. Pranay, I'll start with you. Your Shield winner and ISL championship.
Shield winner Mumbai City. Title winner either Bangalore or Kerala.
Amitabha?
Shield winner is the one who is the most consistent team in the tournament. So I don't know. I'm maybe Mumbai City FC and ATK Mohun Bagan, going by their form.
ATK Mohun Bagan is your championship winner. What are you saying?
Huh?
No, Mumbai City is the Shield winner for you, and ATK
No,
Mohun.
I was just thinking about
Okay.
whether it will be ATK Mohun Bagan or Mumbai City FC. Maybe I will go with Mumbai City FC.
Okay. Mine would be Shield winner Hyderabad FC. I'm guessing this is the next step in the Manalo Marcus project. They have a consistent lineup over the last 2 years, so I'm guessing they will be picking them. And Mumbai City for my championship winner. I mean, the second title. Yeah.
So if Mumbai City performs badly, V3.
They can at least expect to lift the title.
Okay, there's a fan question. Yeah, there's a fan question. So this is something all fans as well as the teams, everyone has in their mind. It's about relegation promotion. We know it is not going to happen this time. So even Kalyan Chobe has been a little cagey about this. He has not talked about this. So Amitabha, what is your opinion regarding promotion relegation? And if it happens, how it should happen?
As it was set initially, according to the contract they had with the ISL. So this relegation and promotion is supposed to start from 23-24 season. That was what was announced by the previous General Secretary of All India Football Federation, Kushal Das. So if that is maintained, if that roadmap is maintained, then we are going to see it from the next season. So, but the new All India Football Federation Secretary President has had a discussion with the FSDL officials who basically run the ISL. So it is found out to be that they are still cagey about starting the promotion and relegation, because of the fact that it involves a lot of economic factor, where it is seen that the teams or the franchises who are owning the clubs here or in ISL are much well prepared about handling the losses, because it is said that they're all incurring a huge amount of losses, a handsome amount of money, maybe starting into 10 or 20 crores. So they have to find out which teams are able to sustain that, and if a team is relegated from ISL to the next stage, that is the I League, so whether they will be able to keep the interest going and retain the team, or like it has happened previously, happened in Indian football, that they will start disbanding the sides, disbanding the clubs. So there are a lot of aspects that are needed to be looked into. That is what the new regime in the All India Football Federation think or have been informed about by the IFSDF. So as of now, there is no clear indication that it will be starting from the next season. Yes, Aashin?
Yeah, and we'll be getting to know more about this issue in the following weeks, and we'll keep you updated on that.
Right.
And one last, maybe we can all have a young Indian player to watch out for. Okay.
Sir.
I'm going to go with Shiva Shakti. I like what I've seen of him. So I'm gonna go with him.
When I was going with Shiva Shakti, it made me think, okay, Ayush Adhikari. Yeah, I think Ayush Adhikari might be the breakthrough star for Kerala Blasters.
Amitabha?
Liston Colasso.
Oh.
Liston
Yeah.
Colasso is there. And I'm very impressed by Shiva Shakti, yes.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed by Shiva Shakti for the way he creates spaces in the box.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a big frame or very impressive in terms of physique, but he's thinking. He's a very intelligent player, and that's what we need for someone who will be becoming a fox in the box. So Shiva Shakti is definitely, but Liston Colasso is of a more classical format. His game is quite different, and a lot of people are really impressed by the way he performs. Now that he has an additional duty of being the striker, I don't know much about that, but as his creative side is definitely great.
Someone who's always a goal threat, so he will be among the goals. He has a lot of range, like shots inside the box.
Right, exactly. He's one of the best creative players in India right now.
Yeah.
One last audience question. Igor Stimac, what should he be following or looking out for in this season?
I mean, like, this is the Asian Cup calendar now, next year. So he is someone who's fixed with the core group already. And again, like a player like Shiva Shakti or Ayush Adhikari, they can if they have a good season, they can break through or break into his plans. So which is something which I'm looking forward to. I'm hoping to also see him in India this year. So let's see. Amitabha?
Yeah, going by how Stimac has formed his squad in the last few matches, obviously he will try to bring in a lot of new players, and he will be watching out for the new players who will give more depth to the squad. Obviously, there are stalwarts like Sunil Chetri, Sandesh Jingan, and all, even Ashik Kurunian and Liston Colasso or Manveer Singh, or they are all getting on the senior side. But the thing is that Stimac has always he has stated that more than once that he is always looking for new players for the future Indian team. So obviously Shiva Shakti and players like what do you name? Shiva Shakti is one name that comes to me immediately. Players like him, players who are in the 20 to 24 years old bracket, they can be hopeful of getting a call up for the Indian side.
Yeah, and with the number of foreign players reduced in the lineup, like we have seen the difference, like number of goals from Indian players have increased from 120 goals last year, which was the most in an ISL season. So more young Indian players will be among the goals as well, because goals is something which India in an international level have been struggling, other than say Sunil Chetri. I mean, like, there are a lot of issues which needs to be other areas which need to be focused on as well, but like sometimes goal scoring can bail you out. So let's see who can step up this year. And so you can we have given our picks. You can give your picks in the comment section. I hope you enjoy this review. We are excited for the ISL season to start tomorrow with Kerala Blasters and East Bengal in Kochi. It's going to be a sea of yellow there. I'm pretty sure of that happening. 25, 40,000.
Number doesn't matter. The ground.
Yeah. And
There will be a full house tomorrow, isn't it?
Sorry?
At Kochi, there will be a full house.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Pranay has given a guarantee on that. And everyone stay safe as well. Do keep following the Indian Super League with Sportstar. And until then, it's goodbye from us. Thank you.
Thank you and good.